Hi guys, today I made a purchase. It's something that I've never ever bought before. It's something I've never ever wanted to buy before. But I'm going to conduct an experiment here and I feel like I need to have one. So I bought this and I feel like I've been judged by the store staff. I feel like I was judged by the guy and the woman in the queue with me. I feel judged, okay? And do you know what? Possibly rightly so. I don't know. But this is what I bought. This is a prong collar. And I will promise you right now, I will not be using this on a dog. Or any animal, actually, other than myself. Because the reality of this is that if I'm going to say that this thing looks to me like it hurts, this looks like it's not a friendly thing, okay? And if I'm going to make that assumption, I should have something to base that on. So I'm going to try this. And I'm going to not just put it on and give it a tug and say, oh, it doesn't hurt that bad. I'm going to go for a dog walk and I'm going to wear this. I am exceptionally grateful at this point that I live as rural as I do, because I might get some funny looks. But do you know what? I feel like this experiment needs to be conducted, so I'm going to do it. Yeah, it's not for you. No, it's not for you. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm out on my dog walk. Here we are, Indy's in the background there. He's on a long line. There he is. So we're out on our dog walk. I've been out now for about 5 or 6 minutes, so not very long. And I am starting to feel it, like here on the back corners and on the front corners. These ones here are sort of starting to get a little bit sore now. Now I'm also viewing this from a vertical position, whereas a dog would be more sort of in this position, so on the back would be hanging and taking constant pressure. I say constant pressure, but just the weight of the collar. These things are heavy, you know, these things are really heavy. And the idea, right, of attaching this end of my lead, which is attached to Indy, okay, just the idea of attaching this to this to be able to not have control over what happens here is terrifying. But that handing over of control over whether this gets tugged or not, no, just no. So I can feel it in particular when I sort of turn my neck, when I look around, and I can feel it like if I look down. So if a dog was to sort of sniff the floor, or heaven forbid look around, it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. And okay, so let's talk about the thing that I know is going to come, which is, oh well, if I'm using this collar on my dog, I don't want them looking around or sniffing the floor. They're supposed to have their head up and be walking nicely at my side. Okay, that's fair. But is this the way you want to do that? Like, really? I got 4 words for you. There are better ways. I was talking to my other half about this, And I was like, do you know what? I have to assess what my issues are with this collar, other than the obvious. But my issue is that I spent a long time with Indy, sorry, ducking a bush. I spent a long time with Indy because he's a big dog, and you know, for veterinary treatment or for tick removal or grooming, I ask him to show me his tummy or give me his feet, so that I can remove a tick or put ointment on an injury. So we've developed that level of trust. So even if I'm going to do something that is going to potentially hurt him, like apply an ointment to a sore piece of skin or a broken piece of skin, I ask him to trust me while I do that, because I have his best interests at heart. Okay, so I just see this as a total abuse of that trust. That I'm trying to say to him, oh, trust me, it's for your own good. Is it? Is it really? I don't like it. Okay, off go. Okay guys, I have just reached the end of my little track that I walk Indy up, and now I'm going out onto the road. This is where I start to get a little bit like anxious because I look like a div. But do you know what? It's all in the interest of doing what's right for our dogs. So here we are. I'm out on the road, and we're going to see what kind of looks I get from drivers. Let's see if anybody notices. I had a prong of this little blunting end I had come off, so I had to replace it with some electrical, what do you call it? The stuff that shrinks when you warm it up. And I replaced it with multiple layers of that. And actually it's done a pretty good job. Oh, wait, Tint. Car coming. He's a good boy. Merci. Definitely got a funny look then. There was definitely a look on that woman's face. Bless her. Oh dear. Honestly, the challenges of being a YouTuber and a TikToker, where I have to do random stuff like this just to prove my point. But you know what? I can tell you that from doing this experiment, one, I would never have put this on my dog anyway, but it does drill it home of how much discomfort our dogs are going through who wear this, who do this all the time. And I'm looking forward to getting home and taking this off. But the concept of going back out, because I have to work today, the concept of going out and having to put it back on is not a comfortable thought in my head. It really isn't. You know, the idea of taking this off and that relief of taking it off, and that thought of, if I go out again, I really should put it back on, because that's what we do with our dogs, right? So maybe I'll give that a try as well, of actually taking it off and then putting it back on again to see if there's that nagging kind of pinpoint pressure and that soreness. That, you know, when you've worn an uncomfortable pair of shoes and then you take them off and then you put them back on again and you go, oh, really? That's what I want to see. That's what I think I'm going to get. It's really not that hard. Asking your dog to walk with you is perfectly fine. You don't need one of these attached to your dog's neck to do it. There are better ways. Okay, so it's now been about 40 minutes that I've been wearing this, and I can tell you right now that my neck is sore. No messing. This is not a pleasant thing at all. And as far as I can see, there is absolutely no reason that these things should be used. Other than the fact that they work. And I'm sorry, but just because something works doesn't make it right. It really doesn't. In my experience here today, these should not be available to the public. They should not be common practice. They should not be a go-to method. I have worked with dogs that are aggressive, dogs that have been damaged, you know, dogs that are dominant aggressive, dogs that are insecure aggressive. You know, I've experienced dogs of all kinds, and I've never come across a time when this thing would be used or advised. So just no. Just no. No, not happening. I'm going home and I'm getting this thing off. All right, guys, so let's just run through it. So I wore that for 40 minutes on a dog walk. That's not unrealistic. So 40 minutes. I had a sort of tingling sensation in the points, especially on the sides of my neck here, where the points had been touching and continuously rubbing on the back. And I had that tingling sensation for a good hour after I took it off. That was irritating. And that was after a 40-minute walk. That was with no tugging or pulling on it at all. No pressure. I didn't attach the other end to the dog. Do you know what I mean? And that sort of unsureness on when it was going to be pulled and when it wasn't going to be pulled, I had none of that. So I was able to control where it sat and how it moved, and at least a little bit. And it wasn't nice. It really wasn't nice. Now, I knew it wasn't going to be nice from the beginning, but I had to know. I had to know exactly what that was. I also had the little black sort of bungs on the end to blunt the ends a little bit, and a lot of them don't have that either. So, in all fairness, it's just bad. It's just bad from beginning to end, really. The marks on the sides of my neck took hours to go away. And the thought of actually putting that back on, like I said before, like shoes that don't fit, if you put them back on the next day even, it's not a good thing. And you feel that pressure in those places where it was hurting before. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it's a huge no-no. I don't think these things should be available to the public. I don't think they should be used. One person's opinion, granted, but that opinion comes from a qualified and very experienced professional. So as far as I'm concerned, huge no-no. Don't use them. And if you have been told that this is the only way to solve the problem that you have, please get in touch with me and I will give you steps to take in the right way, in a positive way, to help you solve those problems without the use of one of those horrible, horrible collars. Items that inflict pain or discomfort should never be used in and disguised as education, in my opinion. Having worked with children in schools for 18 years, if anything like that was ever used on children, it would be like, there would be some kind of riot, and rightly so. So I don't think it's appropriate that we use those kinds of items with our dogs either. Now, if you know anything about my videos or me as a person, you will know that I like to end on a positive. This was a bit of a challenge on this occasion, but I have found a positive way that you can use a prong collar for your dog. Meet me in the workshop.
So to finish this video, I thought it would be nice to share some lovely pictures of some of the dogs that I have worked with over the years. Have you ever seen collars like this? Have you ever used one yourself or seen them used before? I would love to hear your thoughts on this subject. I have shared my opinions and I welcome you to share yours. If this video has piqued your interest, then be sure to hit the thumbs up button below. Subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with all my new videos. As always, a huge thank you to my patrons for supporting me. I look forward to seeing you guys very soon. And in all ways and meanings of the phrase, please take care.